Welcome to Hivika Technologies. For more updates, please like and do subscribe.
Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope everyone is doing good. So today I'm going to show you guys how to implement multi-bot architecture or multi-bot deployment or workload management in A 2019. So I'm just going to explain the basic infrastructure, what and how I maintain here. So I have three missions, two are virtual missions and the other one is my local mission. So in one of the virtual mission, I have just set up everything in terms of server and bot creator or bot runner, whatever it is. And there are two more virtual missions. There, one of the mission I'm using one of the bot runner, and other mission I'm using another bot runner. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a task which publish the data to a queue, and then I will deploy the bots on this particular queue so that whenever the data is loaded to this queue, the load will be distributed between these two bot runners. Let me show you the virtual machines also. So here is one virtual machine and here is another virtual machine. So I'm using these two virtual machines as my bot runners, and I'm using my local machine just for to publish the data to a queue. Okay, so currently I am just maintaining three. One is for bot creator license and two are for bot runner license. Okay, so as part of this workload management, I'm going to show you how to create a queue in a 2019. Even the same workload management concept I have implemented in 11.x version, which is already there in the YouTube. And this is especially in a 2019. There won't be much differences between a 11.x version and a 2019, but slightly there is some difference. So if you follow the steps what I'm going to perform in the next half an hour or 1 hour, you are also able to do the same, achieve the same kind of thing if you have multiple missions. Okay, even you can deploy the bot in single mission also. Just for your practice, you can do it in single mission also. Okay, so as part of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a work queue, and then I'm going to create a task to publish the data to the particular queue, and then I'm going to create a task to retrieve the data. Once these 1 2 3 steps are done, I'm going to create a device pools. So there I'm just going to take two bot runners into the single device pool, so that when I deploy on a particular queue, I can just take that particular device pool, and then I will deploy the particular device pool onto the queue, and then we'll show you executing the bot, and we'll show you how the load will be distributed between two machines. Okay, I hope what we are going to do in the next 1 hour, you guys are aware of it and understood. So let's go ahead. This is the way, like these are all the missions which is connected to a control room. This is one of the bot runner, and this is another bot runner. So these are all the two virtual missions, and this is my local mission. This is I'm using as a bot creator. Okay, so let's go to tasks, and let me show you something. So what I wanted to do is I have a customer data file. So in that there are around some 50 records are there. This is a CSV file. We'll read this CSV file and dump the data to the respective queue, and then we'll see how the load will be shared between. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, I'm very clear what I'm going to do is, right? So as part of the very first step, let's create a work queue. I will just show you how to create a work queue. So let's go to workload. There you can see queues options. I'm just going to click on create a queue, and then let's give let us say customer queue. I just given that name, and reactivation threshold. So reactivation threshold is basically like once this particular number reached, then only the bots will be triggered, whatever is deployed on this particular queue. Let us say reactivation threshold is 2. So whenever 2 is reached, automatically the bots will be triggered. And this is a work item, let us say 2 seconds for one work item. And I just given the general information. Then I'm going to give you who and all will be the owners for this. So I'm just selecting everyone. So there are two bot runner licenses and two bot creator licenses and one super admin and one IQ bot admin and IQ bot user, right? I'm just going to take everyone into the kind of a owner, and I'm just going to the next, and these are all the two roles which I created. All access is purely for the entire development related, all the permissions will be there, whereas RC, which is a runtime missions, have only minimal runner license, runner bot, whatever the runner bot required, those kind of licenses or the roles will be enabled. So I'm just taking both of them, and this is the consumers. So whoever have these roles, they're going to access, they will be able to access this particular queue. And in the previous the participants, I just selected both. So here you can see option, uh, use an Excel or CSV file to import the data, right? Either you can use that or you can create your own, or you can whatever the way you want, you can do it. Okay, so let's take this, let's go here. Here is the here is my file. I'm just taking that, and I'm just doing next. So here is the column names. Okay, here is the column names. So you can give whatever the name you want. Let us say customer data. The template name I given as customer data, and if you wanted to sort based on any of these, you can do that. Let us say sort column. Let's add, I will just say with first name. So I'm just clicking on this. Mm, Give me a second. Okay, I'm just enabling this. So this is like whenever the data is published to queue, right, you are able to see this. So in A11.x version, there is a limitation. You cannot see maximum more than 5 fields, whereas in A2019 that limitation is gone. So here I am just going to sort based on sort your data by up to selected 3 columns. I just selected only this column, and if you want to add more, you can just do add, and you can give ascending order or a descending order. I just say ascending order, and let's say this is one is fair enough. So whenever I selected, it's degraded, right? So let's move, and here is the thing. You can import the CSV data using this option. Let us say I have a CSV file created, right? I can directly import the data to the queue. From there we can do the things. So if you do this option, you don't need to separately uh, create a publishing task, like you don't need to create a separate task to publish the data. So someone in my one of the previous video or multi-part architecture which I implemented in A11.x version, they asked like let us say I have taken the file here, and the bot is running. In between my physical file, I added one more entry. Will that going to be imported here or not? So that's not going to be imported as per my knowledge. So the reason is this is not going to be the automatic. It's going to be the one-time activity. If you wanted to kind of doing the dynamic data entries, then you can use some kind of task to load the data to the queue. I'm not going to use anything here. So I will just going to create my own task to publish the data to here, right? Let's create the queue. It seems the queue category already exists. So let's see where exactly this problem. Queue category. This is the place where we are facing. Queue name. This is the queue name, right? Mm, let's see. Okay, let's change the queue name to, let's say, one. We'll see is this going to give. If you are trying to use multiple, uh, queue names with the same multiple names, let's say there are queues are created with the same name, then it's not going to allow you to create. So that's why I just renamed it as customer Q1, and the template also I just changed to customer data 1, so that there won't be any problems. So currently the status of this queue is you can see not in use. So I will just show you guys uh, when when uh, when it's going to be in use. So when the bot is deployed, or when the device pool is deployed with in this queue, then you can see the status will be changed to in use. So currently if I go and see inside this queue, you don't see any data, right? Let me go back to my my bots and create one bot to publish the data to here. Okay, so let's go here, go to my bots, let's create a new. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read the data from the you know CSV file and dump into the queue. Okay, let's use data publish to queue, or let us say customer queue. Okay, I just created this task. So my first thing is, if I can go back to my document, creation of a work queue is done. Now I am just doing this, the second one, create a task to publish data to work queue, right? So let's go ahead. As I mentioned, I wanted to read CSV files. So I'm just taking a open CSV command or activity. I'm just browsing from my local machine. So I'm just navigating to the place where my local machine refers the file. So, and then I'm just selecting contains header. If I go a little down, that's all. I don't need to do anything else. Just save this and read data from here. So the same, I'm just going to create dt means data table. So the output of the CSV or the Excel is going to be stored in a data table variable. So that's what I just given a dt as a short name. Okay, this is done. Now what I can do is I need to loop through, right? I wanted to loop through every record from the data table or from the output of the CSV, and then need to publish into the queue. That's correct, right? So let's take a loop command. So I'm just taking a loop. When you, especially when you deals with CSV, you will get two types of loop options. One is loop through each record of CSV or text file, and the another one is data table. Anyway, in the previous activity, I already stored that particular data into a data table, right? So either you can use that, or you can use for each row in CSV or text. I'm just using this option, and I'm just creating one variable which stores the respective current record. Let us say there are 50 records when the loop is happening. When the loop is at the fifth time, so the fifth record or the fifth row of row values will be stored in this particular one. Okay, let us say we current record. I'm just creating this. So I think now I am good. Let's see, is there any command to insert work item? Uh, let's see, I think there will be workload management option. Yeah, workload. So there you can see insert work item, right? So I need to select the queue first. This is the queue which I wanted to insert, right? And these are all the values for the queue which I wanted to give. So let's give this is the string type, and I can give variable here ID. So what I can do, I just select it from here, current record, and I will select from the name or index. So let me open the file just to make sure we are not going to mess the things. So this is the index 0, 1, 2. Likewise, it increase. Either you can give 0, 1, 2, or you can give the name. So I would recommend to give the name, because in future, if the columns are jumbled, interchanged, then it's not going to give any troubles. That is why I just selected by name and I just given that. So the same fashion I'm going to give the values for all the things. So what I can do, rather doing this again, I will just do Control C, Control V, and then I will just go back here. I will take this particular name and replace ID with that particular name. Just do this. Okay. I'm just performing the same for all the things. So let me go back here. Last name, and the other one email. So it will be email. Okay. Okay, and then we have gender. Let's see what it looks. It's a smaller case. Gender, and the last one is IP address, IP underscore address. Okay, so name should be apples to apples match. If there are some mismatches, then it's throw an error. IP underscore address. Okay, so I just given everything here. Okay, let's save. uh, so let's test this whether it is going to work or not. As for this one, what I can do is I don't want it to load all the records one by one. Let me do one thing. uh, I will just create I just created a duplication of this file, and in this file I will just remove let us say I'll just insert only 10 records. I'll just remove everything else. Once this works well, for our real case we can use that. Okay, or we will go with this part. That's fine, no worries. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm just running the bot. So once it ran, uh, we can see how it went. Let's go back here, and I'm trying to open the same. Let's take this with another user to see whether the queue has data is loaded or not. Let's wait and you know see from here itself. So we can see this is completed successfully. Now what I can do, let me go back to the workload, go to queue, and if I can see here, you might see some data is entered here. Yeah, so there are 10 records which is loaded. You can see the ID, everything, right. So this is how we can do it. Let me do one thing, if possible let me delete this. I don't know whether it is okay. Okay, that's fine, let's leave it. Maybe we may need to check some different permissions to do this. What I can do now is I'm going to create another task, right? I'm going to create another task to retrieve data from this particular queue. Okay, so let's go back to my bots. So whatever I created data published to queue, which is working and which is publishing to the queue. Now I'm going to create another task which is data read from customer queue. I'm not going to take any complicated how whatever I showed in A11.x version. The same I'm going to show here. I'm just going to take a message box and just going to show just a first name. That's it. I don't want it to complicate anything. But but my intention was here is you can use the same kind of variables whatever I'm using in the message box to retrieve the data and use it anywhere in your task later point of time. You can pass it to the you can pass it to web-based applications, you can pass to any type of applications, and you can use the same fashion. Okay, so let me go back and show something here. So if you can see here, you see some variable types, that is clipboard, string, system, user defined, right? So you don't see any variable related to the work items, right? So to get that, what you need to do is you can just go to these three dots on the right corner of the window. There you can see work item template, right? Just click on that. There are basically two work item templates are existed. So this is the one which I created just now. This is the older one. I'm just going to use this particular one. So if you can see the template, you can see all the fields here, and just do save. So once you've done that, let's go back to your editor. So now if I can go here and see, automatically it has came, right? Work item and work item results. So before we do this template, we haven't seen this work item variable. Now after we done that, we are able to see that particular one, right? So let's take a, message box and simply show how it going to retrieve the value. Okay, message box. So here, enter the message to display. Let us say customer details, uh, let's say screen, and okay. So no, sorry, not this. I'm going to relax. I'm just going to give on the title, but here I'm going to give the actual variable. So the variable will be work item record. Under the record, you can just select by name. Let's say I'm just going to show you the first name. Okay, and insert. If you want to see, I can show you the second name also. That's fair enough, I guess. Let's save. Okay, I think I'm done here. Okay, let's close this. So to visible, I think in my previous thing also I showed that how to run the bot in bot runner license to make sure the code which you developed or with any bot creator to visible to every user, you may need to check in the code first, right? So here is data read from customer queue. So what I can do, I will just go here. I can do check in the task so that it will be visible for all the users whoever have the permissions. Okay, let's do the check-in. I will just say v 0.1, the version, initial version, just do check-in. So now this will be visible, and it will be go to the public. So till now whatever I made things, right, that is under the private. Whenever I do check-in, it went to the public, and it will be visible for all the users whoever tagged to the respective control room. Okay, so now when I go back to the agenda, so we have created this, and even we have tested, we are able to see in the queue, the data in the queue. And again, I just created this task to retrieve the data from the queue. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a device pool for two bot runner license, and then I will deploy the particular device pool into this particular one. Okay. Uh, Now I'm logging to the control room with admin credentials. Let's take this particular URL. I can try it from here, or I can try it from another machine also. Nothing problem here. So let me log out here and try with admin. So this is one of the user admin which will have all the access. So I'm just using that, so that every bot runner will be available and every bot runner can be visible to this machine. If I try to log in with the dev creator or the runner, the respective user only will be available, right? So that's why I'm just trying to log in with all permissions and all visibility to the all the missions. So let's go here and create my device pools. So currently there is no device pool. Let's go here and let us say uh, see customer data WLM. Yeah, just take this, and I can say the missions for this particular device pools will be this one and this one, as I mentioned, right? So HTPL is this is the mission HTPL, and this is the one A2019, right? So I'm using these two missions to the device pool, tagging to the single device pool. Now let's click OK, I'm just giving permissions to everyone to make changes for this device pool, and I'm just even giving permission for all the roles. Whoever whatever the one you want, you can just give it, but I'm just giving all the roles. So this is now done. So if I come back here, what we did, we just created the device pool. Now what we can do is I will just run the bot on the queue. Okay, let me go back. So here, let me go back to workload. If you can go here, so the current status of the queue is not in use. So if you can just go and see the queue data, there is 30 items. All of them are completed. If possible, let's see if I can delete. I don't know whether the permission will be there for this user or not. Okay, let's forget about that. So everything is okay. Now what I can do, I will just deploy the bots, or deploy the bots on your particular queue. Okay, just selected run bot with queue, and I'm just selecting the task which I wanted to run, and just said next, and then go next. So here you can select the work queue, and the next step you can select the runners. So these are all the two runners available. This is one of the VM, and this is another VM. So just select both of them, and even you can select the same device pools, right? So now what I can do, I will just run bot with queue. Sorry, whenever I do this, if you can see here, now the status of the queue is changed to in use. If you wanted to stop this particular thing, you can just go here, view the automation, and just click on pause or stop, whatever you want, you can do it. Okay, so that we already deployed the bots onto the respective queue. Now what I can do is I will go back to my creator license, and I will run my uh, you know task which publish the data to the respective queue. Bot creator, is it one or two? I think two. Okay, the password is wrong. Okay, I was able to log in. Now what I can do is, let's go here. I will just realign everything to properly, so that when the bots run, you can see them clearly. Okay, this will be on this side, so both are there. Okay, now let's pull the control room here. What can I do? Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's go to my bots. So under that, I need to run data publish to customer queue, right? So I'm just going to trigger this particular bot. So whenever the threshold reaches to 2 or greater than 2, the missions will take the load. So it started publishing, and the data is publishing to the queue. This task is completed. Now the load is sharing. See, this is one mission, the bot runner. The load came to here. If you want to see the respect to the data what exactly in the queue, let me go back and verify here. Let's go here, view data. So here you can see the list of things. So let me go here. It's not visible that much. Let me go on to the top. Okay, so you can see the record one is Georgina and Lindsay, right? You can see Georgina and Lindsay. So the load is distributing between both. So you can see that here and here. I just if you want to, the same fashion how I used the variable in message box, right? You can use the same variables if you want to write back to the Excel or write into anywhere. You can use that. So this is how we can share the load between you know uh, between the bots. So let's come back and conclude. So what I did finally, I just used bot creator to publish the data to queue, and I just distributed the load between these particular two bot runners. I just created a device pool for these two bot runners, and the load is shared between the two bots, right? I hope this video helps you to explore more on multi-bot deployment and workload management in year 2019. If you like the video, click on thumbs up and click on bell icon and subscribe the channel so that whenever I upload the new videos, you will get the notification. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
I hope this video helps you. To get more updates, please like and subscribe the channel.
Please leave your comments and questions in the comments section. We'll get back to you.